Hi everyone, this is Paul, and welcome to Thinking Squared. Today I'm going to talk about how a bromance between Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey is going to lead to Tesla customers becoming Cash App users. Alright, to get things started off here, we're going to check out the style article that recaps the bromance between Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey. Let's scroll down to the beginning here to see the first interaction between these two. We got Dorsey publicly praised Musk in 2016. So this is Dorsey speaking about Musk. Dorsey says he's constantly on Twitter, constantly talking about what Tesla is doing and how he feels about it as well. Dorsey said at a trade show in 2016, he's very open and uses it to correct press, and if people aren't focused on the right things, I think he's a really good model of how to use the platform well. The next tidbit here in the history is Musk gave Dorsey some tips in January of 2020. So Dorsey had asked Musk for direct feedback on how to improve the social media service in a video call in front of thousands of Twitter employees. The Tesla CEO said it would be helpful to be able to tell fake and real users apart. Is this a real person, or is that a botnet or some sort of troll army or something like that, Musk said. Then Musk came to Dorsey's defense in March of 2020. So in 2020, an activist hedge fund that had amassed a stake around 5% in Twitter pushed an initiative to drive Dorsey out of his role as CEO. The hedge fund Elliott Management reasoned that since Dorsey led two companies, Twitter and Square, he wasn't focused enough on the former. Elon Musk chimed in and said, "Just want to say that I support Jack as Twitter CEO. He has a good heart." Now let's not forget that Elon himself is in charge of many companies, so I think it'd be pretty obvious that he supports someone else being in charge of multiple companies. Alright, moving on, we got Musk called Dorsey during the great Twitter hack of July 2020. Hackers staged a coordinated attack on dozens of celebrity accounts last July of 2020, and Musk was one of them. He told New York Times that he personally called Dorsey after realizing he had been hacked and that his account was compromised. Within a few minutes of the post coming up, I immediately got texts from a bunch of people I know. Then I immediately called Jack, so probably within less than 5 minutes my account was locked, Musk told the Times. So obviously there's a relationship between Elon and Dorsey. They have each other's phone numbers, and when Elon calls, Dorsey picks up. And lastly, Musk and Dorsey both have a love for crypto, specifically Bitcoin. As we know, Cash App allows users to buy and sell Bitcoin. In the past, Tesla has allowed people to purchase Teslas via Bitcoin, but has currently stopped that due to the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining. And they both have appeared in the B Word conference, which was a conference about Bitcoin. Let's see a little tweet here. Let's have the talk, Jack says, and Elon responds, "For the bit curious, very well then, let's do it." And then they got together with, I believe, the CEO of ARK Invest, Kathy Wood, and they discussed Bitcoin at the B Word. So now that we got the bromance established, let's see how these two companies are starting to connect to each other. So we got this Not a Tesla App article. It says Tesla to support Tidal music service in addition to others. Elon Musk was asked a question during Tesla's Battery Day on September 22nd, 2020 about whether Tesla would open up their platform to other creative people. Elon said that they will be providing Tidal music in all Teslas. Quote, "We will be providing Tidal on Teslas. We're providing more music choices that people can choose from and generally just trying to improve the entertainment experience in these cars." He went on to talk about how entertainment beyond music will become more important as Teslas come closer to autonomous driving. Alright, now remember, we established that the bromance between Elon and Dorsey goes back to 2016, and it looks like it really started taking off in early 2020. And then late 2020, Tesla announced that they will be putting Tidal in their cars. And now on Square's investor relationship page, we can see here in March of 2021, they announced that Square will be buying a majority ownership stake in Tidal. Coincidence? I don't think so. I think Elon already knew this was going to happen before Square announced it, and that is why they put Tidal into Teslas. As well, Tidal is known for having some of the best streaming quality out there for music apps, and Teslas are known for their sound system in their vehicles. So pair those two together, and you're going to get a great entertainment experience with using the Tidal app in your Tesla. Let's not forget that Elon put out a techno song himself called Don't Doubt Your Vibe. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check it out. So he obviously has appreciation and love for music and the creation of it. So it fits well with Tidal in their focus on the artists and empowering them. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about Cash App. And before we do that, I found this interesting graph that shows the use and interest in different peer-to-peer payment methods of consumers in the United States in 2021. What I point your attention here to is the bottom bar graph, which shows Cash App, in this green section, which indicates that there are 50% of the people in this survey that have never heard of it. So there's a lot of great opportunity out there for Cash App to be known by more consumers and used by more people. All right, now we're going to check out this FinTech Takes article by Alex Johnson. So a lot of great information in this article. I highly recommend reading it, but we're going to scroll down and focus on one key component here. All right, it's this section here. It says less affluent core market. Cash App's target market is approximately 100 million potential customers, which consists of 65 million underbanked and 35 million in the 15 to 39 age bracket. Square has absolutely demonstrated an ability to serve these customer segments well and cost effectively. But there are valid concerns about how profitable these segments can ultimately be, given many are less affluent than segments dominated by banks today. In general, I agree with this. Currently, this is their target market. However, with additions like Bitcoin trading, they have been able to go up the affluent scale and get more affluent customers onto Cash App. And they've shown this strategy and ability in Square in general, where they started off with this very small merchants, and they've continued to work their way up, going to larger and larger merchants with more and more transaction revenue. I think their strategy is the same thing with Cash App. Let's explore that some more. All right, now we're going to check out this Stilt article that dives deeper into the demographics of Cash App users. All right, to kick things off here, we got 54% of Cash App users have a credit score less than 600. So in this pie chart, we can see 54% have less than 600. It'd be interesting to see how much lower than 600, but 600 is not the best score out there. So you're in the lower bracket and probably the higher interest rate group if you're taking out a loan from a bank. Then we got the 600 to 650 is 16%, 650 to 700 is 14%, 700 to 750 11%, and only 5% at the 750 plus, which is one of the higher credit score brackets out there. Now let's keep scrolling down. We got 72% of Cash App users come from just 10 states. This is kind of interesting, but not too relevant to our current discussion. And we're going to keep going down here. And the next section that is of interest is this one here. All right, so this graph here is showing transaction volume between customers with a 750 plus credit score and less than 600. So here it says, lastly, we dug a little deeper into transaction volume for individual users. We looked at how much the users with the highest FICO scores transferred compared to the users with lowest credit scores. So the red line here is the 750 plus, and the blue line is less than 600. As you can see, in June of 2020, the 750 plus were transferring $1,527, whereas the less than 600 were only transferring $856. I wouldn't be surprised if this less than 600 group starts to dip back down a little bit, just because during this time period there's a lot of government money getting sent out and deposited into people's accounts, many of which were using Cash App to receive those deposits quicker, and therefore probably transferring and spending more money. All this to say that getting more 750 plus credit score users onto Cash App would increase transfer volume, transaction volume, and overall increase the profit per user for Cash App, therefore Square. Alright, so where am I going with all this here? So let's check out this 2019 article from Clean Technica. Now I know it's a little old, but I have a feeling this is still relatively accurate about the demographic makeup of a Tesla consumer. So let's scroll down here to the key point, and we got it. A recent LendingTree study found that Tesla owners are likely to have the highest average credit scores among customers looking to purchase a vehicle. The study noted that Tesla buyers on average have a credit score of 740. So as we just looked at, this is the exact opposite group of people who are current Cash App users, and probably the most profitable group of people to have as users. So going after Tesla owners would be a smart move for Cash App to continue to work up the affluence chain in terms of their user base. And as any of you have listened to some of my previous videos know, that recently Square has announced Cash App Pay, which will allow people to pay with Cash App at any merchant that is using Square software to run their business and accept payments. Now let's jump over to Tidal to check out some of the announcements that they have recently released. We scroll down here and we can see that Tidal now offers a free version. Historically, they've had 2 levels of paid subscriptions. Now they offer a free version. I think this is great. This is how a lot of software works and allows people to work up the value chain. So if a user starts off on the free version, they start making playlists and favoriting artists, and Tidal knows the type of music that they like to listen to, and they want to get access to the videos, or they don't want to listen to ads anymore, or they just want better streaming quality. Then they can up their subscription and start paying something. And so that is a very common kind of use that methodology of attracting users and then turning them into paid users. And as well, now they are aligning artists' payments more directly with how often people listen to them. So they take this money from the Hi-Fi and the Hi-Fi Plus subscriptions, and if you listen to one artist the most, they will give a bigger percentage of your subscription dollars directly to that artist if there's an artist that you continuously listen to over and over again. So it aligns those payments with basically the listens that an artist is getting. And to start wrapping this all together, we're going to go back to YouTube and check out Solving the Money Problems channel. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. It's a great Tesla channel. If you're easily offended, you should probably avoid it due to the humor that he uses on his channel, but he does have some great analysis on there. So if you're interested in Tesla information, it is a great resource to have. So what we're going to check out on this channel is some of the store features and some of the ways you can make money on YouTube. Now, as we previously discussed, Tidal is aligning payments to the artists more directly with how many listens they get. And as we know with YouTube, the more views you get, the more ad revenue that you get as a content creator. And then as well, what we can see on Solving the Money Problems channel, we have a store where there's a lot of merchandise. Now, one of the ways that bands and artists make a lot of money is by selling merchandise, t-shirts and other maybe signed albums, etc. So my assumption is this is what Square plans on doing with Tidal. They are going to allow, Dorsey has mentioned that he wants to implement the same tools and the same type of opportunities they've given to small business owners to artists. And to me, this is how you do it. So you allow them to make their own specific store. And then as we can check out here, if we click on one of Solving the Money Problems videos, there is another way that we can give money, or another transaction here. If we click thanks, we can send a thank you comment directly to the content creator themselves. I'm assuming that Tidal will be doing something very similar to this. And then looping it back to Cash App is that I'm assuming they will be using Cash App as a method to make these payments and transactions directly with the artist. So will start to intertwine Cash App with Tidal through the store, through direct payments. Maybe there's live streaming concerts. If you want to view that on Tidal, you use Cash App to make that payment. Or maybe there is anything else that you can think of, right? And so they will be tying Tidal to Cash App. Tidal is tied to Tesla. Tesla consumers are a very different and profitable demographic that Cash App currently does not have. Therefore, if Square can get people in Teslas listening to Tidal, wanting to support the artists, they see Cash App, they download it, they start using it, it expands the network, and it brings on very profitable users onto the Cash App platform. And as that is how I think this bromance between Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey can potentially bring Tesla consumers onto the Cash App platform and grow it. Thanks for listening. I appreciate the support. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up and share it with a friend.